Healthy group of guests today, so stand by to hear about them. Thank you for making Rotary today a priority. We appreciate it. It says here, I'm looking forward to today's program. It says on the program. So our invitation from Connie Pittsburgh, and that will be followed by our pledge of allegiance. Connie?
Let us pray. Dear Lord, as we gather here today as we're sharing, we give thanks for the opportunity to serve, to connect, and to grow together. May our hearts be open to new ideas, our hands ready to help, and our minds focused on truth, fairness, and goodwill. Guide our discussions with wisdom, and may the work we do today bring positive changes to our community and beyond. May we be ever mindful of the Rotary motto, service above self, and may our actions reflect the values of integrity, fellowship, and peace. In your name we pray. Amen.
Indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. Pleasure to introduce a few of our guests today. We have Kathleen Davis. She is a guest of Stephen Ferguson, our long-term visiting Rotarians that is here back there. Justin and Lila Purdy, and a guest of Shirley Pennebaker. Look, the back table there. Jennifer Holtman, she's a guest of Dr. Chris Price, who is also with Shirley Pennebaker. Dan Phillips, he's a guest of Ted Beeson. But Dr. Price or Molly, you want to introduce the other guest that you brought today? There you go, Chris.
Companies, his mother died for my lawyer in Calcutta, and my former exchange student, French student, had a great college with a beautiful daughter that survived thanks to their friend and French college, so celebrating friendship international, and Shirley and all being part of the beautiful service about self. And I really was telling Doc, things got done over here, he said. And so he said, no, this party, help someone go for it, God's it is. So he said, they love you for having us. Thank you so much for this certificate. My heart, thanks you all.
Dr. Price's husband, Bill, was a longtime member of this Rotary Club. Some of you may know him. We miss him and really enjoyed having him with all this year. All right. Well, I think I got a school-related note later. Started here last week and this week. So here's something for you to ponder. An elementary school teacher is a woman who used to think she liked children. Our birthdays and anniversaries for this week. George Bennett, was, Tuesday or Monday, I should say. Matt Mallory was yesterday. Club member anniversary, Yvonne Baxter is 3 years on August 3rd. And Guy through 5 years on August 8th. And wedding anniversary, John and Marianne Sapola, 47 years on August 5th. Young John and Titus Bird, 33 years on August 4th. Very good. I'm swimming down, it's called an action, but here you go. Last Friday, we celebrated the Mayor's Summer Reading Club, the last one for the summer. We had a good time at the back to school bash. Last Friday evening on Lafayette Square, thanks to the department heads for very well on mine, including Trip Penn and Sharon Alford, and we and Star, so our mayor and for being there and hanging our folks to the kids. So we had a good time. We have a little bit of time for happy hours. Anybody happy today? I'm happy. $5. All right.
Last week, we talked a little bit about the 5K race, and we're doing something a little different. We used to do the big race that was having a competition for the high school and junior high school within the 5K race. And I said we had 16 teams, and we needed 16 sponsors. And in the spirit of transparency, we reached these 16 last week after that meeting. And not only did we reach it, we actually went over it. And I'm going to ask those who came up to me and said that they wanted to make a donation to continue that donation, and this is why. It's been very, very well, and we now have teams that have over 20 runners for the school. Well, the $150 donation was to cover 10 runners at 15 miles. And I wasn't going to turn the 10 runners away. And so I told them that, of course, you can still only attend the team, the other thing on is individual. So if you make a commitment to me for $150, please honor. I also said last week that I would put $50 into the pot until we reach 16. Well, I'm going to put $50 in the pot, but in the spirit of transparency, I'm going to offer my donation to the club.
I want to put $1 in to thank all the running last Friday. Particularly grateful for my daughter Hannah, who is a first-time art teacher to come with me.
As Harold mentioned, Marianne got here for 47 years, and it's been wonderful. I'm very thankful for that. Also thankful today for service master and yields. Service master, there's more to the story. We have educational buildings on campus got flooded Monday, and they have been working diligently. So hopefully tomorrow, the kids in that building will go to rest. They're set for closure, and the kids report tomorrow. So it's a big day tomorrow. And service master, yeah.
Thank you for saying the school theme. I'm excited. That's our school thing. It's a good year. I think our Career Academy, our largest enrollment ever. It's a big problem to have. Good big problem to have. To the point that we sat there trying to get the kids in somehow. We have to work with them. But I'm excited. The students are excited, engaged.
So I'm just so thrilled because, yes, the Purpleys are here. And as many of you know, I had two daughters in that cave. And one came to me from me, and the other one was here. And it has been wonderful to me. Graduate high school, they graduated college, And they worked for Airframe, and they were going to school, and then Airframe was bought by Southwest, and then they moved to Dallas, Texas. So we never got to go to a ball game with the grandchildren, not see them at church, not see anything ever. They would come and spend 3 weeks with us over the summer, but that was it. And then never Christmas, never Thanksgiving. So we're so happy they decided this is not fun. No support. No one there. So now we did our first event in Carrollton, and they are living in our basement in our lighthouse until they finish remodeling their place in Carrollton. But we're so happy to get to be a real.
The date has been set for the Walter Y. Murphy Scholarship Fund Luncheon. It's going to be November the 19th at the Grange House. We'll have a wonderful Thanksgiving style lunch during that day. And of course, during this luncheon, we will recognize our Walter Y. Murphy Fellows to support the Grange College Scholarship in his name. And if you recall, $1,000 is what it requires to become a Walter Y. Murphy Fellow. Some of you are close to that. They have contributed to $100. Makes you feel a little bit shy of that. I do have a list of the contributions. If you think that you make it close and want to round it up to become the Walter Y. Murphy Fellow, please get it. I'll let you know what that is for. Certainly between now and then, we'll be talking about it. Also, remember this year, our massive contribution from the Calvary Foundation does expire this year. So, good importance this year to make that contribution so that your contributions will go. Thank you.
I'm getting borrowed, not here to be borrow a dollar. But I can particularly thank you. I have so many wonderful guests here, family and friends, and of course other guests as well. Just what makes Rotary even more special. But I wanted to add about Justin Myler. Justin is interested in joining Rotary in Carrollton. So if anyone has contact, no idea to help visitors. So I just thought I'd put that out there. So we're excited that he's be embarking on Rotary with us as well. So hopefully we'll see him from time to time. He's back in the French. Yep. Thank you.
Okay. Let me introduce me. I've been around for a long time. I was born and raised in New Jersey, of all places. A beautiful place. Been on a farm for many years, raised sheep and goats, and turkeys, and pigs, and beef cattle. So we have a wide variety of critters on the farm. Went through high school in New Jersey. Went on to go to the University of Virginia, in Charlottesville, Virginia, where I spent 4.5 years, I guess. And love that place, still do. And turns out our oldest daughter, Kate, went there, and our youngest, David, also went there. He went on ROTC scholarship, thank you. And our middle child, we thank her, some of you know Emily. Emily went to Boston University. After college, I started teaching, actually at the same high school I went to. And also married my wife, Sue, who was from LaGrange. Married in LaGrange 54 years ago. And I started teaching, and as did Sue. And then I moved into administration in that high school, mostly in fundraising. And changed jobs to another school, private school, Webb School of Knoxville, Tennessee, and was there for a couple of years. when I was approached by, Ray Anderson to, see if I was interested in selling carpet tile, I knew nothing about carpet. I told him that. Eventually, they talked me into joining Interface, which I did in 1980, and they moved us to Washington, D.C., where we lived for close to 10 years. And then eventually moved us here to the Grange, so I took on other responsibilities for Interface. Ended up working for Interface for about 38 years, and finally we agreed I could retire. I keep doing what I call a part-time job, and it's still part-time. This time to airlines, for airplanes. That's a whole other story. If you're interested in part airplanes. Endeavor. Anyway, so I've been doing that for the last few years, still at doing that. So I mentioned we have 3 children. At home right now, we have 3 dogs. And we also, not at the moment, but we get into raising assistance dogs for an organization called Canine Companions, based in California. We are part of the Southeast region here, which is headquartered in Orlando. We've been doing that since 1999. We've trained, my wife does most of the training, I do the untrained. By spoiling. But we've trained 18 dogs over those years. We've ended up adopting back 5 or 6. It didn't make it. So we got 2 of those. Anyway, I joined Rotary almost 12 years ago now. I'm going to get into that a little bit through this presentation as to why it's important to me. But so I'm introducing Scott Landon. Give you a presentation here for a little bit. Dr. is going to tell me what to do. There we go. Thank you, John. So, quick agenda, only about 50 slides. That's done. But did you know that August is membership and new club development month? Being president, I get these emails telling me that August is development. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. I wanted to introduce, if you don't already know, our leadership team for this club. We're going to talk about the 2025-26 budget and talk about fundraising. So, Rotary International is emphasizing membership growth. I think they always do that, but every meeting, every training thing that I've gone to or participated in is talk about membership growth. And that's obviously very important for us to exist. The Grange Rotary currently has 112 members on its roll. You knew that, we don't have 112 people here. But we need to always be mindful of adding new members because inevitably we have members that leave us for one reason or another during the year. So we want to come with a net gain if we can during this year, my year. Why not do it? I think the quick answer is I was tapped on the shoulder and said, "Scott, you need to join Rotary." And I said, "Why?" And the answer really was all about service. As long as I've lived here in the Grange since 1988, I do like to volunteer for stuff, whether it's through my church, whether it's with the symphony, whether it's with the Chamber of Commerce. I like to be involved that way, I guess, is my answer. I get to meet people, become friends that I didn't know before. All of that is important to me. I didn't put much on that list, but Lunch is pretty good too. That helps us communicate. That's very important to me. So I'd like all of you who are Rotarians here, kind of think about why did you join Rotary? Obviously, somebody tapped on the shoulder, somebody invited you to a lunch, and think all the way through. Why is joining the meeting of Rotarians important to you? That's what I want you to think about. Here's your leadership team, small print, but you can read it. President-elect is my friend Gerald here. We work together on a number of different things. And secretary is Holly Long, who is on maternity leave right now. And treasurer is Trey Long, who's on maternity leave. Twisting his arm about, when are you going to get back, right? Now, he has stayed in touch. He's been very helpful. He's got the budget I'm going to talk about in a little bit. He hopes, I hope, he'll be back in the 22 weeks. Public relations is our Chef Wright, who's doing a fantastic job and appreciate what he's doing. Certainly does the bulletin that you see each week, but he's also public relations. He communicates with our various media, locally and beyond probably. So we appreciate his work. Membership, Holly and Larry Carter. Thank you for what you do, and helping us bring in new members. Sergeant at Arms, Josh Bird. So what would we do without Josh? Great for her work with us. Rotary Foundation is very nice. Didn't see Carrie here today, but she is our link to the big Rotary Foundation. So she works on grants that we apply for and that we receive. So it's a very important role. Let's say, public service chair. Glenn Clement, we've already heard from him today. He's taking on our Rotary 5K. Thank you, Glenn. As your program chair, Bill Huntington. Thank you, Bill. Very important job. And he would love to have help from any of us who have a good potential program for us to hear. Let's get in touch with Bill. Club Learning Facilitator, Tabitha. Club Executive Secretary, Gerald. I can't tell you, being new to this job, how much Daryl has helped, either asking questions or telling me things that I need to know. So thank you, Cheryl. And young leaders is our own Barbara Hennig, who is nice and cool and dating right now. She handles Interact and Rotaract for us and does great jobs with that, as well as being a wonderful resource for any questions that we might have. And our past president, very important. I won't be a fan on either, so glad that she's not having to do this every week. All right, so so our fiscal year runs from July 1st to June 30th, in case you didn't know. I put copies of the budget on your table. You run out, let me know. Our procedure is the executive committee, that leadership team this time, looks at the budget, basically approves the budget, and then we distribute it to the membership. And the membership votes on the budget. In this case, it'll be on August 20th, 2 weeks from today. So I want you to take a look at the budget, ask questions. If you need to ask questions, you can come back to me, or Trey is answering questions too. And we just want to have that vote on the 20th for our board meetings. Yeah. Our club also has, and you may not know this, has the Rotary Club LaGrange Foundation. That is our kind of our charitable arm. And that runs on a different fiscal year. That's a calendar year, from January to December. Probably the go-to person there is Dave Jones, good resource. So I can answer some of those questions. So our Rotary 5K run is budgeted by the LaGrange Rotary Foundation. So expenses and revenue all go into line items on the foundation budget. Again, you may have questions on that as we go along, and that's fine. Fundraising. Again, as I hope you know, we support multiple causes through the years in which we have budgeted line items. You'll see some of them on that budget list. Interactive Rotary, we support district grants, Walter Wyman University, scholarship program, student teacher program, Super Fan, Holy Club, and there are more. So we do occasional cups on the table for different programs, whether it's all Sundays or one of those kinds of programs. Donations along the way. Other big items on the budget is we have to pay dues. As a club, we pay dues to Rotary International and to our district. So kind of eats up the budget. I think I have it on the future slide, but next week, our district governor, Steve Ivan, he'll be the program next week. I'm sure he's asked quite often about what we have to pay to our district. He's the boss. But he'll go over, well, I don't know what he's going to talk about, but I assume he's going to probably talk about what the district does, and he's the leader of the district, so you know how that happens. When it comes to Steve. More on you may have heard about our main fundraising events. Right? Yeah. It's not from me, now from me and Glenn. This is our big deal. We start golf tournament. Now we have a Rotary 5K run. And we started it on our 100th anniversary year, 2023. We ran in 23, we ran in 24, this is 25, so this is our third run. We surprised ourselves the first year. We received about $10,000 and gave it all away. Last year, we received $15,000. We gave most of it away. And so this year, we decided, what the heck, let's go for some big money. Right? So $25,000 is our goal. And that is pretty ambitious, I think, but I think it can be done here in the grant, especially by a Rotary Club, when all we do is serve. And people should feel pretty good about donating to the cause. I have supporter packets up here on the table with black tablecloth. They look like this. So take one. You can fill it out yourself and put your $1,000, $2,000 donation on that and turn it back in. So we'll record it for you, and you can take it to a business. Some business here in the range that would like to donate to this cause. And our cause is always to donate to nonprofits here in the area. We've supported literacy quite strongly. And as you see from the list there, this past year, if you were here a couple of weeks ago, I gave away checks to Illuminate Justice. Illuminate Justice, if you don't know, is about child trafficking. It supports things against child trafficking. United Way of West Georgia, we're all familiar with that, through CLCP, which is literary stuff, literacy, I should say, stuff, and West Georgia Star, which helps disadvantaged families in a number of different ways. Our own child, we talk about that. So it's a good cause. And trying to sell it to potential donors, I think shouldn't be really easy. It's just coming up with money. We really would like you to participate. And when I say that, that's the plural of you. That's everybody in this room. As Glenn said, we've had Rotarians who supported teams, running teams. But you can go on beyond that. You know, you can go yourself and write a check. So far, and I think it's probably a greater number now, that I have in the bank, so to speak, $1,552, and pledged it, and now I have and pledged it $2,000. So again, grab one of those documents up here. It's fairly straightforward. If you want to support sponsoring runners, it tells you how to do that. If you just want to go ahead and give money without sponsoring runners, you can do that too. It tells you how to do that. So sponsored runners don't have to pay an entry fee. Sponsored runners don't have to pay an entry fee. And it tells you how to do that. So it's very important to us that we work very hard well into September, because we're getting close to being a month, it's 5 or 6 weeks away, I think, to get our contributions done. So, questions. And I've told you a few people this, and I had to discover it myself. Again, with some help. A good resource, which I would urge each and every one of you who haven't done this, to go on and set yourself up in My Rotary. And that's my.rotary.org. Go in there, and again, if you haven't registered there, please register. It's a good resource for a number of things, training, for seeing what our club's members are, seeing who they are, good contact information out. So I urge you to set yourself up in myrotary.org. So, questions? I'm going to have a lot more as the year goes on. This was just the beginning. Any questions? Or comments? Yes, ma'am.
You know, I sit and I look at this table and realize it's so exciting to be able to partner with the Branch College and have these people who 25 years ago, this young lady was a Rotary student. And now today she brings her 16-year-old daughter and hopes in 2 years she might be applying to be a second-generation Rotarian student. I assume that is through the foundation. And I know, okay.
Well, it's between college and actually our club. So we make the contributions on your budget sheet to Rotary to help support the student. and we work with the college as well.
And it's just such a special program. And, you know, I sit with Joe Rankin and he tells me that 20 years ago, he had a Rotarian, Rotary sponsored college student. And I had one about 45 years ago. And, you know, the one that was 20 years is now living here. And we visited another one, you know, it's just wonderful. And I hope that will always be a part of my life.
And his name is Michael Peterson from Denver. It's fine. Thank you.
Other questions or comments? Yes, sir. Dr. Lee.
I'd like the privilege to make a few comments. Like several of you, I have had the privilege of serving as president of the Grange Rotary Club a lot of years ago. And it was one of the greatest experiences I've ever had. It brought so much of us together, and I was just thrilled to be a part of that and participate in it because of the leadership of this group. The history of this club is amazing. And for those of you who have not had a chance to listen or didn't listen when it was told before, it's really worth knowing and seeing how you relate to it. I just want to make a few comments off the top. I had not prepared to do that, but I just want to. So I want to say that we are so blessed to have tremendous leadership. Nothing is going to be better than what this man is going to do for us. And yet it is a very challenging task. Without tremendous support, it's going to be the worst thing he's ever been through. With the support, you will be able to motivate. It's going to be one of the best things. So I wanted to say this to you. We are in a tough time. We know that in every dimension of our lives. This don't have to stop, but we can't stop and say it. Just be aware of that. But we all are in it together. Trouble's terrible everywhere, and promise is wonderful everywhere. And that relates to Rotary too. The possibilities of what we can do here are amazing. The history of what we have done here is amazing. I just say, there are so many of you in here could echo these things, and I'm sure will. Yeah, right now, we are in a tough place. And we can look at the room, it's not full. We don't have many tables here either. We've had twice this number of tables in Rotary, year after year after year, full. We've had membership that was envied by other clubs and desired by so many people who invite, consider coming into Rotary. It's in so many places because it's been one of the great honors of people's lives. We can get back to that. Get back to it by what we strive for. Another thing I just want to say is it will pay off every dividend we can have. So we just need to remember where we come from and what's available for. Just a couple of other things. The Walter and Y. Murphy Fellowship that we've heard about, for those of you who are not really experienced with it, it's an amazing activity, function, and service. Started in this club, it's about this club and its leadership, and it has served this club tremendously. Each one of us makes a donation to it every year, because that's in use. How much is it? Per year? Do we give $100 to that $100? I think that's to the foundation, not to the law. Yeah, we also get, I mean, we need to, but what we do in fact, each one of us gives $100 a year to the Rotary Foundation. That is so important. with that $100 a year. Each one of us is credited of having given $100 to the foundation. And that helps us to get up to another level. So we've heard about that. So all of that is good. It's all just good for the rural country. And then, that's it. Just want to say that.
Got a few minutes left. Chris, you want to say anything?
Yes, well, and the last time I have guests that are full of wonderful things to say. We can put you on second, and I the right spot, yes, is Madame Right. So, in a minute, thank you.
Yeah. Well, I just want to thank you a lot for being here. I was an exchange student 25 years ago. I come from Norway. I went to the Grange College. Fred Jones was the president when I came back then. A very sweet man. His wife, Tammy Jones, that I spent some weekends with. I remember Hudson. So I remember Bill, of course. The principal at the Grange, Stuart Gully, I remember. So I keep this mind with me. And my travel, I back in 25 years, and it's wonderful for me to visit my long friend. We got to know each other at Grange College, and we stayed in touch all this year. And then Price, I also stayed in touch with all this year. We speak French to each other, we write French to each other. And my daughter, which is also now wanting to get an international experience and see the world. And she's also teaching herself French, and we'll have a little talk about you afterwards. I am a lawyer. I went to law school in Norway after I graduated from here. And I was a member of the Rotary Club in Norway, in Bergen and in Drammen. Then I got 4 kids, and I'm running a farm, and I'm running my own company. So I got a little short time for a while. We'll come back to Rotary eventually. I work with international law. I work with child security. I work with family custody cases. I work with mediation. So I do a lot of couple intermediation that are having divorce with kids under 16 years. It's a mandatory thing to do in Norway. And I have to get through this process. So that's mainly what I do on my everyday basis. And also, I do have a project about service about self. It's always been with me. And I do have a project in Tanzania, Africa, with my daughter and with my family. They're funding a school there for that have no water. And now they have water. They didn't have any basketball. They didn't have any football fields. They didn't have any bingo tables. They didn't have anywhere to make it food. Now they have all of that. And I'm like very fast now because I'm realizing we're going back to work and everyone is in a rush. But I'm used to speaking fast speaking court, so it's going with me. So basically, service about self. I'm the leader of the Flood High School in my community, and we do exchange with East Africa in school in Tanzania. Helping them out, job fundraising, auctions, to raise money. So I'll leave it at that. Yes.
Hi everyone, I'm Jennifer Hale Holman, John from Atlanta, but I began my college career right here at the Grange College. I was here for a couple of years. Then I transferred out to Carrollton to do the sport management program. And then worked with the Atlanta Braves front office for 17 seasons. I did corporate partnerships, marketing. The new ballpark was my project, very exciting. And then once we got the new ballpark opened, I spent the perfect amount of time working 100-hour weeks out in the heat and craziness with the fans. And so I moved on to a couple of nonprofits that are local to Atlanta. And then 4 years ago, I opened my own business, JHH Digital. So I do branding, marketing, website, strategy and design, all social media. And I just wanted to talk about how special LaGrange is to me. I had a very unorthodox high school experience. So when I came here as a freshman, I was really young, I was a 17-year-old freshman. And sometimes I kind of look at LaGrange College as the high school experience that I didn't get to have because it's such a small, cozy town and wonderful people and the classes are so small. And so I just felt like I kind of spread my wings here in LaGrange for the first time. We have so many wonderful memories. So it's been great to be back and driving around, seeing how things have changed and the things that haven't changed. And just honored that y'all invited us here today. We really appreciate you having us. And I'm right up there. So I've been told about it. If y'all need anything, just give me a call. A lot of experience in nonprofit. So I'm happy to help on however I can help. But thanks for having me.
And so me, I just wanted to say a few things. Hey, y'all. So great to be here, and I've never been to the United States before. And gosh, I feel like I'm living in a movie or something. So, and here and then in Norway, and back there I'm finishing middle school. I'm going to go down to high school. And I really want to, after my time here, I would want to hopefully to exchange here and maybe high school or college here in LaGrange. I back home, at my spare time, I do track and tennis, and I also like to dance, and I sing and play the guitar. So I wondered, I bring my guitar, so I wondered if y'all would want to record stuff. And I would be happy to play for you, like 5 minutes or something, if you want.
Yeah.
And this is a protest here from New York, Bob Dylan.
This are those right.
I wrote this story. Can you scroll up the sound for stuff? Here we go. It's a song called "It Ain't Me" by Bob Dylan. Go away from now. That's your choice. I'm not the one you want, babe. I'm not the one you need. You say you're looking for someone who's never been always strong to protect you and be there when you were right or wrong. Someone to want each and every day. But it ain't me, baby. No, it ain't me. It ain't me you're looking for. It was a bit too bad. It was not so on.
Well, what a way to finish our meeting today, much better than my part. So, we thank you. And I've grown up with Bob Dylan. I can appreciate his great. So, as we usually do, I'm going to announce a couple of next programs. Next week, we have Visiting Governor Steve Ivory here. So be on your best behavior. We'll probably also induct 2 new members. In fact, Steve, let him induct 2 members. Right? Following that, on the 20th, we have Biblical History Museum with Ben Stevens. And then August 27th,
LaGrange Art Museum with Lauren Oliver. So, looking forward to those events coming up, so please be in attendance. Bring another Rotarian with you when you come. All right, as we usually do, we're going to join together in a four-way test of the things we think they will do. Is it the truth? Is it the
Yeah.